Welcome to Around the Kinky Campfire. Grab a seat, pour a drink, and let's turn up the heat. This is the podcast where we explore the wild, wonderful, and sometimes wicked world of kink, BDSM, and alternative lifestyles. Whether you're a seasoned player, a curious newbie, or just here for the stories, we've got something for you. Join us on Thursdays on your favorite podcast platform as we share experiences, dive into deep discussions, and may even spark a little fire of your own. No shame, no judgment, just real talk around the kinky campfire. Let's get lit. Welcome back, everybody. This is another episode of Around the Kinky Campfire. This is your host, Julius Marquise, H. Julius, or just Julius if you're feeling less fancy. I am the uber ecstatic. Do I ever get uber ecstatic? Host of Around the Kinky Campfire. I'm here for you, campsters, to let you know what's going on in all avenues and Venn diagrams that intersect or come close to alternative relationships. And before I get started in my topic today, once again, we have our ASMR 5 seconds. I am still drinking a black raspberry sparkling ice caffeine, not sponsored, zero sugar energy drink, 70 milligrams. Damn, 70 grams of caffeine? That'd be crazy. 70 milligrams of caffeine. And we're going to start our ASMR 2 seconds here in 3, 2, 1. Oh, still cold. Still very cold. Okay. Energized. Oh, my teeth. Okay. It's a school night, so we're doing not adult beverages. Thank you, YouTube. Okay. Here we go. Our topic for now, for today, for this time period we are here at this time, is a concept called the shame of small fears. So once again, I've nabbed an article from the one and only Chris Williamson of Modern Wisdom podcast, from his website, chriswillx.com. It's a concept called Shame of Small Fears. This guy is slowly starting to become my internet guru here. Number 2 is the stuff he talks about hits close. Do you seem to stay in a stress state constantly? Fight or flight mode? That is my question to y'all for this episode. When you go out and not feel stressed and have fun, or no, you can go out and not feel stressed and have fun. I can read. Truth is that no one's going to attack you, even though the news will have you thinking differently. The news, that is the CNNs and other bull crap out there. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I feel like I was born a few centuries too late. I'm definitely one of those people that's in the fight, flight, freeze, fawn state, the stress state. I'll just say that, the 4 Fs, whatever you want to call it for this episode. I was definitely a person that was definitely in a stress state, constantly going out. Campsters that have listened to previous episodes know that I am definitely a socially awkward person. A lot of times because I'm always in a stress state. There's always a lot of fighting and freezing happening, or flying off and going off somewhere. Okay, so this is why when he started talking about this concept, shame of small fears, I'm like, ooh, ow, damn it, man, you hit me hard right in the gizzards. I don't have gizzards, but it felt like I did, and it hurt. Because, I feel this whole entire article that he's talking about here. So he calls it the shame of small fears, which is an interesting title. You're constantly fighting. So I feel like I'm one of those hunters back in the hunter-gatherer days, but I ain't got nothing to hunt because I go to the grocery store like a lazy motherfucker and buy my shit myself. I ain't cutting up no cows, okay? I feel bad for those cows, but they taste delicious. But I still feel like I'm back in my hunter phase because when I go out, I'm always constantly searching for threats. The hypervigilance due to trauma response is very strong, and I had to learn how not to be that way, so I'm not looking around anxious all the time, because I tell you what, people notice that shit, and it makes them feel off about you or scared of you because you act like you're about to fight somebody. It's hard to just relax in social gatherings in big groups because you always think something is going to happen. I've been intentionally working on these habits to make people feel more at ease, thus they approach me more, or just accept my social advances. I'm not talking about people I potentially want to be partners with. I'm just talking about making friends in general, being cordial with people. kind of ridiculous that I learned this late in life. And it definitely didn't come into my radar or even consider. I didn't even consider it to be a thing until like my late 30s. So it's only been about 8 years now. Math is mathing. Yes, probably. No, less than that. Damn. Less than 8 years. Goodness. I'd say a solid 5. We'll give it a 5. 6, 7. No. Okay. Yeah, so I'll say 5 confidently. Did not know about what this was. So upon deep diving, I came across this thing called lizard brain. Now, I'm pretty sure if anybody of you are on social medias, which you should be, there's certain social medias associated with this podcast that you should be friends with and all and on and attracted to, I don't know, subscribe to, following. There you go. Should be following these social medias attached to this podcast here, Campfire Kingsters. Okay? And lizard brain is a term that is very much in there. Now, if you don't know what lizard brain is, let me break it down for you. It's a popular term for the most primitive intellectual part of the human brain, going back to the caveman days, commonly associated with subconscious survival instincts like fight or flight, fear, hunger, basic impulses, like fucking. Generally describing mental processes responsible, uncontrollable physical and emotional reactions to perceive danger. Now, what danger are we perceiving in this modern world? I'm definitely not a camper, so what the hell am I doing in my house or even when I go to the grocery store or the gym? What perceived thoughts? The fucking news got you tripping. That's what it is. I'm very emotionally triggered by this thing. That's why all the cussing's coming out now. So this is the reason why I wanted to talk about this. Whole entire concept. He was just randomly talking about it in this podcast, and that makes total sense. So I went and read the article. I was like, God dang it, he's so good. He's right on the money. Fundamental drivers for survival, eating, sleeping, and reproduction. We know what that stands for. Quick pattern. Let's see. Quick pattern recognition and following movement without conscious thought. Yep, that's the hypervigilance, which is great because being born an Asian child, we always had to mind read our parents' freaking thoughts. It's like you don't know it and making assumptions. You don't know what I'm thinking already as a child of 5 or 8 years old. No, person, parent. How am I supposed to know these things? They just assume you knew the right answers to shit. And it's like, I'm only 8 years old. I haven't even been on this planet for a decade. Like, how am I supposed to know these things? And yet, we have to parent ourselves because our inner child is still doing all this stuff decades later. Take time, people, and forgive yourself for all the stuff you were supposed to know and were not taught growing up. Me, right here, Julius, is right there with you. The term lizard brain comes from the Truon brain model proposed in the 1950s, which divided the human brain into 3 evolutionary layers: the primitive lizard brain, the emotional brain, the limbic system, and the rational brain, the neurocortex. So we have all these things going around here: our instincts, our emotions, and our logic, all mixing around. I tell you, I got like 10 different personalities for each one of those things, and it sucks. Modern neuroscience largely views it as a myth, which I don't know what they're talking about. If you don't understand, you need to do more self-work. Do not realize that those 3 things are constantly fighting with each other all the time. You got a little robot man or woman or whatever you have in here piloting this big-ass honking stupid thing that we call human body, and we have to figure all this stuff out later in life because they don't teach you it in school. Stupid freaking history and English. Like, we need that crap. Don't know how to speak, and I don't need to know how to speaking. Okay. All right? But yeah, they should teach you this growing up, that you have these 3 different things fighting with each other. I didn't learn this until my late 30s. How many times I got to tell you that? I was in my late 30s to realize there's 3 different fights, 3 different entities in your body fighting each other. Ugh. If you take a second to like meditate and just think for yourself, you'll feel them in there. I've been long aware of them and still trying to figure out how to mix all these things together and make it all work. Oh boy. Okay. Evolutionary studies and genetic research show that the vertebrate brains evolved concurrently as a shared plan rather than as simple layers stacked on top of one another. Okay, that's very nerdy. The phrase is still heavily used in psychology, marketing, and self-help to describe uncontrollable emotional reactions. Uncontrollable. Fucking don't. Feelings aren't facts. You can control them to a point. You can't control your feelings. The feelings are there. You can control your actions to the feelings. Let me correct myself there. Advertisers often design packaging or campaigns to appeal to the lizard brain. Stupid fucking Burger King. The juicy, delicious frame-boiled patties. Oh. Aiming to trigger immediate impulsive desires rather than logical consideration. Yeah, all the freaking calories are in that stupid burger with the mayonnaise and lettuce, tomato, and the sauces. And I'm still going to eat it, even though it gives me irritable bowel syndrome. No. Let's see here. Okay, therapists use the concept to explain why we panic in safe situations or snap in anger before our logical, smart brain has time to evaluate the situation. Stimulation, situation, interchangeable. Yeah. It's just very unfortunate that we have to go through this and not realize that this is a thing, but it is a thing. People are fighting you. If you all didn't know, including the news and advertisements, they're trying to trigger this lizard brain of yours so that you think after you react. Did y'all know that? I hope y'all are aware of this, or at least this is the first time you're hearing it. Now you're considering this. There are forces working against you, not only internally, but externally as well. Some bullshit. Okay. It acts instantly to protect you, whereas the logical part of your brain is much slower to engage. So you are reacting to threats that are not there, but they are there because they're triggering you. How the fuck do you work that out? Okay, here are some few common reasons people use the term to explain impulsive behavior, where someone acts entirely out of emotion, hunger, or fear without thinking through the consequences, which is awesome. Lizard brain crap. To rationalize irrational fears, it is often used to describe why we panic in safe situations like feeling anxious during airplane turbulence because the primitive brain instinctually perceives sudden movement as a threat. So, when you're in your hypervigilance and you're in a crowded area, guess what happens all the time? Sudden, unexplained movements. So, almost lost my document there. So, that explains why you're always in a fight response state. Because there's movement unexplained all the time in public situations. Why? Because there's people there and they move. So this is great stuff to know. Okay, the definition, let's break it down here, describes a psychological phenomenon where we feel intense anxiety over modern low-stakes situations, like having a difficult conversation paired with guilt and embarrassment because we feel our panic is disproportionate or illegitimate. So this is great. This, like a difficult conversation, explains why most people run away from uncomfortability. Because we like to sit in our comfort, because then we feel more at peace than if we are dealing with uncomfort, which triggers our emotional state, which is great, our stress state, whatever you want to call it. So awesome. Hello, shame of small fears. We have an explanation for this now. Thank you, Chris Williamson. Among other people. Good Lord. Okay, we experience this feeling of inadequacy due to a fundamental mismatch between our biological and our modern lives. Now, going to explain why this shit doesn't make any sense, because there's no lions and tigers and bears and jungle cats trying to eat us all the time like they were in the hunter-gatherer days. So why are we feeling this now in the modern age? I live in a house with walls and a locked door. Why do I still feel like I need to be wary of threats that are not there? Alright, Capsters, before we get back to tonight's stories that probably shouldn't be played out loud at work, let's take a second to talk about today's sponsor, which could be you. Look, if you're listening to Around the Kinky Campfire, you're clearly not here for vanilla. You're here for the weird conversations, the spicy confessions, and the kind of stories that make you double check who's sitting next to you. And that's exactly why today's sponsor fits right in. Whether you're setting the mood, exploring something new, or just trying to turn an ordinary night into something a little more memorable, today's sponsor, which could be you, is here to help make it happen. No judgment, no awkward vibes, just good times and maybe a few decisions you'll be laughing about later. Ha ha! Because let's be honest, sometimes you don't want predictable. Sometimes you want a little tension, a little excitement, maybe even something that makes you say, well, that escalated quickly. And hey, we're not here to judge. No, no, no. Around this campfire, we support curiosity, good stories, and anything that makes life a little more interesting. So go check out today's sponsor, WCBY. show them some love and help this campfire keep burning. Because the more support we get, the more spicy conversations we can bring to you. All right, now where were we? Oh yeah, things were just heating up. We experience this feeling of inadequacy due to fundamental evolutionary residue. Our nervous systems are wired to react to life or death survival threats. Your body responds to an awkward confrontation exactly as it would to a hungry predator, gearing up for a fight or flight scenario. So yes, back in the day when you were kicked out of the tribe, you were left to be alone by yourself, and then usually you got eaten or you just starved, which is great. We don't have to deal with that now. People have been all up in their lone, individual, independent shit for decades now. Thank you, also, due to a global-wide pandemic. So now we don't have to rely on anybody. Let's just call Uber Eats, get our food delivered. We ain't even got to leave the house. Want porn? I can jack off by myself. Why would I need to talk to somebody for a romantic partnership? I can do this all by myself. It's great. Secondary suffering. The real pain often isn't the initial fear, but the internal voice that asks, how dare you be upset by this? This shame makes us feel weak, small, or broken for being triggered by mundane, safe circumstances. Who else out there was in a shame spiral? Along with Julius. This is great. So not only do we perceive an illogical threat that's not even there, we feel horrible about it, and then we shame ourselves, and then we eat a bunch of junk food, fatten up, and then don't go anywhere and just like stream TV shows all day, never leave the house. So, awesome. So that's where the shame comes in, because you reacted this way due to probably some trauma. Thank you, parents. That's kind of a joke, okay? So, not always, it's a super generalization, but it's not always the parents, but a lot of the times it is, okay? So, yeah, that is the thing that happens. Then you feel shame about it. Okay. Testing reality. Bravery in the modern world is not the absence of fear, but acknowledging your stomach dropping and doing the terrifying thing anyway. So be comfortable being uncomfortable. Just because you fear something does not mean you can just run away from it. You can still do the thing. Guess what? You'll survive. Most of the times you'll survive. I do a lot of scary things, and I run away from scary things sometimes still, or in the uncomfortable. So I'm not just preaching from my high horse. I'm right in the mucky muck with the rest of you campsters, okay? This is a thing that happens. We're all here together. I don't want to make it seem like I'm on a high horse. I don't have a high horse. I don't even know what a high horse looks like. I wouldn't know where to find one. If I started shopping, I wouldn't even know what I'd be looking for, okay? So I'm right down here in the mucky muck. I am forever in the mucky muck. All right. Still, go out and do the terrifying thing. You think this right here was easy starting out? I don't want you to ever think that I am not nervous or anxious anytime I power this stupid thing on and look at you. Okay? I'm looking right at you. I'm right there with you. It's still scary. Come talk to me or message me. I'll still tell you it's scary every single time. I do improv on the stage. I sing karaoke on the stage. I've been singing karaoke for decades. Still scary. You think everything else after karaoke that I do on stage is less scary because of that? Hell fucking no. Okay? It's still scary. Still got to try to do the shit. I'm right here with y'all. Okay. Let's pause. Look, my notes say pause. All right. Treating these fears with self-compassion rather than ridicule. Ridicule is critical. So pause. Okay? Remember this. Rational. Don't ridicule yourselves. Don't ridicule. I'm looking at you, looking at me in a mirror, looking at myself in a mirror. Don't ridicule yourself. You really want to, because that's what you were learned. Maladaptive response. Let's not ridicule ourselves. First step to overcoming the shame spiral is to replace judgmental words like ridiculous with normal. Remember, we're all here together, okay? We're not the only ones going through this. There's other people out there going through the same exact thing. Otherwise, there would be articles written about it. Acknowledging that your body is simply trying to protect you. Yes. So your body naturally does not want you to do the uncomfortable thing. Okay? I'm going to tell you all that right now. If you did not know this, there is a reason it is so hard to break out of your comfort shell. And number one is that your body is fighting you. Did you not know this? This information shocked the shit out of me when I heard about it. I was like, my body's fighting me? I'm trying to do the brave thing and my body's fighting me? Great. Awesome, body. Thank you. Yeah, those three forces are still fighting each other. And one of them doesn't want you to do anything because it's scary. Because you could get eaten by a bear? No! Because people could you look at you sideways. Oh, no, they looked at me. That's the same as a bear coming to chase me. This is my point, people. This is the reason for this article. Because your body thinks a bear when it's just somebody looking at you. Logical, illogical. One of those things is not like the other. It doesn't make any sense. There's no bear, unless you're going out in the woods. There's no bears, there's no tigers, there's no pumas out there trying to eat you. If you're just going to the shopping mall or whatever it is, to a movie, and you feel this response coming on, there's no bears. It's just people looking at you. Fuck those people. But don't really. Okay, that's the point of this whole entire thing, is that your body's making up all these weird things to keep you safe, quote unquote, because it's scared of bears and wolves. Those things are not there anymore in the modern world, for the most part. Okay, all right. Let me just read some stuff to you here as my time gets about to be run out. All right. He says, we inherited a nervous system calibrated for lions, and we're using it to navigate awkward conversations and underwhelming careers. Evolution never updated the software. It has just repurposed it. Thank you, evolution. Your ancestors needed courage to keep their bodies alive. You need courage to keep your identity intact, online and in person. Like, the fuck? Online is a made-up world. It's almost comic when you zoom out. The same species that once stared down hungry predators now breaks into a sweat trying to say something needs to change. But it's not because we've become pathetic. It's because the monsters change shape. Old dangers could kill your body. The new ones threaten your belonging. Oh, my poor, poor ego. Your whole biological gears up for exile from the village, but only exists now as a group chat. Remember I said that? You get kicked out of the village. Now you ain't got to worry about that shit, but you're still scared of it. Your body still thinks you'll die alone in the wilderness if you tell the truth. It's the residue of a limbic system designed for a world that no longer exists, and this is where the real suffering begins. Not in the fear, but in your shame about the fear. I hate myself for the stuff I wasn't taught. What's going on? This is bullshit. A voice inside says, how dare you be upset by this? Other people had it so much worse. Don't you know how small and feeble this makes you? Oh, man. It's like he's reading my mind. It's great because you have that and you are not taught how to deal with that. It's amazing. Fucking amazing. Sure, maybe there are more kinetic threats in the past, but knowing that your life isn't collapsing doesn't stop your heart racing as if it is. It just makes you feel guilty for crying in the ancestral equivalent of a feather bed. It's not just the fear that hurts, it's the feeling that your fear is legitimate, that your emotions need to pass some mythical severity threshold before you're allowed to feel them. This is the shame of small fears, the belief that because your life is comfortable, your panic must be ridiculous. But your nervous system doesn't know that. It only knows threats. And it reacts to a difficult conversation the same way it once reacted to a rustle in the dark. Your biology is ancient, your circumstances are modern, and your feelings sit in the crossfire. This is why modern bravery is both smaller and harder. Smaller because the stakes are rarely life or death. Harder because the threats are invisible. You can't swing an axe at uncertainty. You can't outrun heartbreak. Oh, God. It's so great. Okay. Let me see if I can read this quickly. So the new acts of courage are quieter, telling the truth, saying no, walking away from a career that looks great on paper but feels wrong in your chest. That one hit hard. Letting your friend down rather than letting yourself down, admitting you want more from your life than the version of you that other people are used to. These aren't heroic in the old sense, but they are valiant in the new one. Because the modern world rarely demands danger from you, but it constantly requests honesty. And honesty is terrifying. There's no applause for doing the right thing, no war medals for ending the wrong friendship, no epic poems for learning to tell the truth gently. But these are the decisions that actually shape your life. Bravery now is knowing the world won't end if you speak up, yet your stomach still drops as if it might, and do it anyway. Your nervous system doesn't care whether the threat is a bear or a boundary. It reacts the same way. Shh, fucking preach. Oh, God, why? Why does it feel like a bear, even though it's just a boundary of mine? I can't tell the person no, because I may make them feel bad. Ugh. Getting rejected is difficult. Also, rejecting other people is fucking difficult. Okay, I'm too upset by this whole entire thing. I'm done for the day. I think I got through most of it. If y'all want to read his article. Make sure you look at the source material and let me know what you think. This is so hard. Even after I've read the thing, made notes from the thing, and now rereading it for the episode. Damn it. Ooh, it hits too hard. It's like, we were not taught this. We were not taught this. And we're just over here feeling shame for something we were not taught. I feel like an asshole, then I feel shame for feeling like an asshole. So then I just get my depression initiation protocol and start working that shit. Fucking whoppers for me. I need some time to myself. Okay. Such a stupid thing that we had to go through. This is the whole reason of life right here. To go through this bullshit, figure out that you've gone through the bullshit, and then the last part of your life is just like reconciling all this bullshit that you were never taught. But I'm here for you, campsters. H.H. Julius Marquise is here to give you the lessons relating to all of it, not only just the sex stuff and the kinky stuff, but also just the life stuff in general. I am your late in life teacher, telling you about all the things that was going on when you were a child. Welcome to the rest of us learning this shit late. I should change the name of the podcast. Learned it late, working on it now. That's the new name of the podcast. Learned it late, working on it now. I could just make a t-shirt of that or something. I gotta write that down. Okay, well, that's all for now. Once again, just Julius if you're feeling less fancy. Catch new episodes of the audio version on Thursday and video version on Fridays. Fingers crossed. And hit me up on the emails and the social medias if you have more questions. Please let me know how you're dealing with your stupid lizard brain. Can't ridicule myself. Let me know how you're feeling about ridiculing yourself and just forgetting not ridiculing yourself anymore. Let me know how that's going. I'll catch you next time. Hello. That's a wrap for this episode of the Around the Kinky Campfire podcast. We love having you by the fire, and we love to hear from you. Got a kinky question, a steamy story, or a topic you want us to cover? Slide into our DMs and send us a message at Around the Kinky Campfire, campfire with a K, at yahoo.com. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you're listening. Your support helps keep the flames burning and the conversations flowing. Follow us on Twitter, Kinky Campfire, Campfire with a K, YouTube, Around the Kinky Campfire, Campfire with a K, or Instagram, Campfire Kinksters, Campfire with a K. To stay in the loop, join the community and keep the kink alive between episodes on Thursdays. Until next time, stay safe, stay sexy, and keep that fire burning.